Reconnecting with intention. Establishing a strong relationship with it. Understanding where intention is leading and how to befriend it. Why is the connection with intention broken, and how does it manifest in life? The answer is obvious. There is no feedback. A person does something but ignores the results or misinterprets them. However, by analyzing the outcomes of one's behavior, it is possible to understand where you are heading. The answer is clear, but not always to the person themselves. It is often easier to see from the outside. Let's look at some examples. I have an acquaintance who trades on the Forex market. Not his first year either. In fact, his experience is almost a decade long. Yet he consistently loses. Why does he continue? Even a hedgehog would realize the person is addicted to the game, and money has nothing to do with it. But he deceives himself and others by saying he wants money, but just has bad luck. Why doesn't he learn? Why does he stick to the same risky strategies? Why doesn't he study fundamental analysis, reflect on his mistakes, or change his approach? At some point, after a while, it becomes clear that this isn't working. But he refuses to admit that his strategy is ineffective and keeps banging his head against a wall. He does not take the time to admit that the results do not align with his expectations, that they contradict his stated intentions. Therefore, anything but the intention to get rich is at play here. Maybe he craves thrill and excitement, or perhaps he is punishing himself to cope with guilt. Anything is possible. These things can be realized if you stop and take time to reflect. What results have I actually achieved? New Year's expectations are the best indicator of how disconnected you are from your intention. Another mundane but less obvious example is obesity. Almost always, obesity is linked to overeating. Sometimes to metabolism, but more often than not, a person simply eats too much. However, they will explain it away in any number of ways rather than face the real cause. How does this happen? Simply put, the body's signal doesn't reach the brain. Somewhere, the feedback is broken. For instance, when one of my acquaintances managed to establish a connection between his body and mind, he realized he didn't actually want to eat so much. Moreover, the food he used to eat didn't taste as good, and overeating left an unpleasant aftertaste in his mouth for hours, with his body unwilling to eat for 8 to 10 hours afterward. Meanwhile, his brain kept nagging that it wanted to eat, not because it actually did, but because it wanted a little high. That's the real intention behind overeating. The connection with intention is broken due to our habit of lying and distorting facts. We learned to lie in childhood when parents would say one thing but do another. We absorbed this behavior. To a child, it seemed like a fun game to say one thing and do another. Yes, it started as a game. Eventually, certain corners were created in the mind, and the connection with intention was lost. As a result, intention continued to work without conscious participation. The interference of reason in childhood distorted the proper functioning of intention. Though this distortion doesn't always originate in childhood, some distortions develop in adulthood. The body began following destructive programs laid down in childhood according to the given intention. After all, you can only lie once in any given case. Everything else is repetition. If you once lied to yourself that your body needs more food, the old program will continue, even if your mind wants something else. The fundamental reason for the broken connection with intention can also be summed up in one phrase. We, nearly all of us, intend to seem rather than be in this life. How to restore the connection with intention. Here are a few simple yet challenging recommendations. 1. Stop lying to yourself. In no situation should you deceive yourself. Always say, I intend to do this and that. 2. Always strive to understand what you are doing and why, and what results you want to achieve. 3. Seek feedback. Pay attention to your fruits, to what you are actually getting from life. Learn to observe what is happening here and now. Evaluate this, if possible, dispassionately, without fear but also without embellishment. 4. Communicate with others without lies, as much as possible, and where it won't harm anyone. 5. Stop distorting what you know for short-term benefits. Remember, you will lose this game. The people around you will always mirror you. If you lie often, you'll be surrounded by liars.